What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is Iyana Vanzant, Fix Your Life. Season, what are we on? Season 7, episode 5. This is Lisa Raye McCoy, and her mom and her daughter, and they are there to try to break this generational thing that they have. They're trying to find a way that they can get along and be a family, I guess. You know, they're very dysfunctional. Um, and it's very, very deep rooted, right? So the ladies arrive, and Ayala has 3 nameplates. You have Queen Mother, you have Queen, and then you have the Princess. And Lisa Ray's daughter actually has a daughter. So we're really talking about, excuse me, 4 generations of black women. Now, let me tell you something. Lisa Ray's mama, Katie, is gorgeous, okay? Listen, black don't crack, okay? She is gorgeous. And, but we learn a lot. Well, I don't, y'all know what, y'all know I just be all over the place. We come in, and of course, you know, she talks to everybody. And then she had them, each one of them had to identify traits that they saw in each other that would break the crown or make their crown not, you know, be tilted or whatever, I guess. And then she went and talked to the mother by herself, um, and had her identify traits that were broken in Lisa Raye and I guess her granddaughter's crown. So let me just go through the information that we found out, because I told you y'all know I be all over the place. So first of all, of them are living together right now. Now the mother is living there because she came out to visit, and then she got sick because she lives in Detroit. She came out to visit Lisa Raye in Hollywood in LA, because she said she feels like things have been different between them since Lisa Raye went to go move to Hollywood. I think in a roundabout way she was saying Lisa went Hollywood and got Hollywood on her, and that things ain't the same with them. Mom got sick while she was out there, and I guess by the time mom was feeling better and was in a better place to move to go back to Detroit, that's when COVID hit. So basically, mom has been living there. We know at least 8 or 9 months. I mean, I don't know. Let's say a year, give or take. Um, you know, COVID. Anyway, it's probably been about 9 months. Okay, so 9 months, somewhere between 9 months to a year, her mom has been living with her. Now the daughter lives with her because Lisa Raye says she ain't mature enough to live on her own. But this is what I'ma say: she ain't mature enough to have a baby. I mean, I don't know. She said that she thinks her daughter is lazy and that her daughter doesn't have any direction and hasn't figured life out, so you know, so to speak. So that's the first issue, that all of them women living in that house together. Okay, that's gonna always be y'all. Listen. Okay. Um. So when Ayala went to go talk to the mom one on one, this is some things we found out about the mother. Okay, let's just go ahead. It's not gonna be long. The mother is from the South, deep South, right? I don't remember the state, maybe Mississippi, Alabama, somewhere along those lines. She said she left home because she was tired of picking cotton. Okay, she went to the big city, which a lot of, she's 70, her mother's in her 70s, so I mean it was a little bit later than the Great Migration, but a whole lot of black folk did that. Left the South, went up north for better opportunities and so forth. Met Lisa Ray's daddy. Now, I'm not clear on whether Lisa Ray's daddy had money when the mama met him or built his empire while they were together. But neither here nor there, Lisa Ray daddy had money. Mama stayed because it was convenient, because it was easy, because it was the life that she wanted, right? Man had some money. She said she didn't want to pick cotton. She found a man to take care of her. She exchanged comfort for love, because this man, in her own words, was a hoe. And he had women all up and through Detroit. Now, when the daddy was murdered. When he was murdered by one of his girlfriends, and he wasn't at the time currently living at the house, but I feel like they were still married. Um, and she said when he died, yeah, they had to be still married because when he died, she said she took over the business, and that her goal or her desire was for Lisa Raye to take over the business from her. But from what I deduced, she wasn't happy with the way Lisa Raye was living. So she sort of held that over her. She didn't like the fact that Lisa Raye was still was talking to the family, the father's family. We know that Lisa Raye became friends with her half siblings. The brat is one of them, from my understanding. So Mama wasn't happy about that. Now, Iyana said something to the mama, and she had to say this to the mama last week as well. Listen, that was your husband, but it was her father. So she was a daddy's girl, loved her father. He ain't cheated on her, he cheated on you. And you're holding her to the standard that you are holding him to. And that's not fair to her, because her relationship with her dad is not the same as your relationship with your husband. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of women do that. We do that to our children because the man did us wrong and we want the child to feel the way we feel. But at the end of the day, that's still their father. He may be a no good husband, but he might be a damn good dad. And Lisa Raye admits that she was spoiled. She said that if she was at school and they was having chicken, she called her daddy up and said, "I want a burger," and he would bring her a burger. Listen, I went to school with a girl like that. I'm not gonna call her name because we Facebook friends and stuff, and we cool. We don't have no beef. But I remember her in elementary school. Her father would bring her McDonald's damn near every day. I mean, every day her daddy bought her McDonald's. And as kids, we were cool with it. We were like, "Oh man, her daddy bring her McDonald's every day." But of course, as an adult, you see it through a different lens. And it wasn't nothing wrong. I mean, he wasn't doing nothing bad. But it's just that, that's spoiled, right? And it sounds like that's kind of what was going on with Lisa Raye. Now, Lisa Raye and her mama, I feel like her mother has been holding on to this resentment for a very, very long time. Now, Iyana, y'all know Iyana's silly child. She's serious, but she's silly. Iyana made this a whole Africa thing, and the matriarchs of the family, and we need to do this and we need to do that. So she done went and changed out of her little white outfit, and you ain't gonna tell me she didn't wear white on purpose. You know you was wearing white because you knew Lisa Raye was gonna show up in white. You knew you put that white outfit on. But then she put on this African garb, which was still white, and a head wrap, child. And the rest, like her whole theme was about the African matriarch and the mother, and honoring and honoring the mother and honoring this, right? So she was talking to the mother, and she said, I need you to understand that you are bitter. You're a bitter woman, and she said, she said, you're older than me and I want to respect my elders, so I can't come at you crazy, and please understand that everything I say to you is going to be said with honor and respect, but I got to call a spade a spade. I got to call a thing a thing. You are a bitter woman, and you have passed that down, and you have taken that out on your child, right? And, she said, I need you to accept your part in this. And she was like, nah, nope. It wasn't me. That's her. It ain't me. So then she had her one-on-one with the daughter. And what we found out is that the daughter she's closed off. She's very nonchalant. It's a defense mechanism that she plays this, and it doesn't nothing bother me. It just is what it is. It rolls off my back. But it comes from years of being hurt. Her mom, she said her mother sent her away twice. And both times it's because, she was, she had an attitude and she was, you know, um, disrespectful and stuff. But I think the connection is she was acting out when her mother's career was at its most popular. Both times that she got sent away was when her mother's career was at that cusp. There are peaks and valleys in the entertainment, and both times her mother's career was at the peak. The first time was the Players Club, the peak. The second time was when she was doing was it One on One, the TV show she did on with Dwayne Martin, peak, right? And I feel like a lot of what she was doing was probably trying to get attention from her mom. And I guess for lack of a word, it backfired. Her mama sent her away. And she said the second school that her mama sent, now the first, she didn't say her mother sent her to a school the first time. She just said she wasn't living with her mother the first time. Second time, she said her mama sent her to a reform, like this camp out in the middle of nowhere. And she said she was there with people who had like tried to kill their parents, who was like strung out on meth. And she was like, damn, all I did was like have an attitude, like I don't belong here. And so it was an extreme. And later on, Lisa Raye said, I didn't know what else to do. Like I didn't know how to deal with it. Like I didn't know what to do. So I sent her, to a school. And so, Iyana was like, did you ever tell your mother how that hurt you? And she said no. So again, we hold these feelings in. We don't tell people how we feel. We don't, we're not honest about how our feelings are and what really happened. And so we end up in this place where now we've been holding on to this anger and this resentment. So she says to the daughter, she said, I need you to accept your part in this. And the daughter was like, well, no, I don't think what you want me to say is mine. I don't think is mine. Right? All right. So then she has her one-on-one with Lisa Raye. And, Lisa Raye tells her side of things. That's when she was talking about being a daddy's girl and how her mom, and she said, her mother basically used the money and all that to kind of control her or try to control her feelings or whatever, right? So she says to Lisa Raye, I need you to accept your part in this. She worded it a certain way, but basically she was saying you got to accept your part of this. You have to accept your part of this. Child, Lisa Raye told her no too. So she said, I don't know what to do if nobody is willing to accept their part in how we got here. Nobody's willing to say this was mine, that was mine. So they were sitting around the table and she said, since every time I talk to y'all, I get these long, drawn out answers, I'm going to just ask a simple question. I just need y'all to give me a simple yes or no answer when I ask you these questions. Yes or no. Yes or no. And I think she got more out of them with the yes or no than she got when she was letting them sort of kind of talk. Because, of course, everybody's trying to tell the story to defend their actions before Iyana could even break down what the daggone action is, right? So, one of the things was that the mother had said, that Lisa Raye had said to her mother, I wish it was the other way around. I wish it was you and not daddy. And then the mother, now Lisa Raye said she said it, but she said she didn't mean it. But of course you say things in the heat of battle that you may or may not necessarily mean. Then she said, then it was a statement that the mother, I think Lisa Raye also something about she blamed the mom. That if the mother hadn't put the father out the house, he wouldn't have been at the girlfriend's house to get killed. And Lisa Raye said, I don't think that. Like I don't. And the mother said, well, that's something that she has said to me before. And she was like, she said I know that that's not, I know that wouldn't have changed anything, but it probably that's probably something she evolved into. Like she grew into that mindset. Because I'm sure as a kid you thinking if you hadn't put daddy out the house, he wouldn't have been down there, and he wouldn't have got killed. Um, but ultimately, y'all, Iyana did something, and I have not seen every single episode of Iyana. I ain't gonna say this has never happened before, because I know that there have been people that she was like, listen, if you won't listen to me, it's nothing I can do for you. I do know that, so I'm not saying that it's never happened. But basically, Iyana was like, listen, I had this whole ceremony planned for y'all, where I was gonna give y'all's crowns, and I was gonna put the thing on you, and I was gonna basically your graduation. I had a whole ceremony planned for you three ladies, and I was going to crown you queen mother and crown you queen and crown you princess. She said, because ultimately who I'm worried about is the princess in waiting. I'm worried about the baby. Okay, I'm worried about Kayla's daughter and what we're bringing that daughter into. And you've already brought her into the chaos. I'm trying to help y'all fix it. She said, but y'all not ready. She said, because every time she said, all three of y'all did the same thing. Every time I tried to talk to y'all, everybody told me no. Every time I tried to get you to accept your part of this and your responsibility in this, you told me no. So y'all ain't ready, And so I really don't know, other than I'm going to give you guys some tools to go home with. She said, but I'm going to be honest, we're going to be right back here because y'all not ready. You're not ready to hear me. You're not ready for the redirection. You're not ready for the growth. Lisa Raye said, well, can we check back in 6 months? And Iyana said, well, we can set some stuff up. She said, but honestly, I'm just not optimistic that anything that we did here is going to stick. Because nobody is ready to really break open what we need to break open. Now, I do think they made some headway. Because the mother did accept some response. By the second day, whereas that first day, the mama was like, nope, ain't me. By the second day, she did admit some of this was on her. And she did take some responsibility. So I feel like we made baby steps. But I agree with Iyana. We ain't there yet. I agree with her on that. So it was a good episode. It's so rare to have 4 generations in one house, and I wish that they were in a better place to really. The mother said that she just stay in her room all the time depressed. I ain't trying to diagnose nobody, but she said she just sit in her room because she don't want to come out the room because she knows she gonna get an attitude from both the girls. From Lisa and from Kayla. She said she just sits in her room depressed and crying. And I said, now that sounds like a whole nother issue. And the fact that this woman doesn't even feel comfortable enough in your home, in her daughter's home, to come out of the room. Now, I ain't saying that the mama innocent, because I feel like the mama give as good as she get, okay? But it just seemed, I don't know, it was disheartening to see these beautiful women, strong black women that have a story to tell. Like, your mother has a story, Lisa. To be born into Jim Crow South, and I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. Her complexion tells me that she has a story, right? As light as she is, being birthed in Jim Crow South 74 years ago, your mama has a story. Her migrating, I forgot how old she was, but she was a child. She was a child when she left home and went to Detroit and found your father. However their relationship turned out, that's a story there. And maybe it's the historian in me, maybe it's but there's a story there. Do you, like, in the last 8 or 9 months that y'all been sitting in that house, you could have written your mother's story. And somebody like me would love to hear it. Because do you know how much history is there? You know the things that your mother has probably seen and experienced, good, bad, or indifferent. Right? I mean, y'all could do a whole 4 generations of black womanhood. Like, it's just so much there. Anyway, I'm rambling now, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.